Welcome. Welcome to the session of adverse drug reactions. I'm Dr. Jaya Babu, Assistant Professor, Kakatiya Medical College, Warangal. Objectives by the end of this session of adverse drug reactions, the MBBS Phase 2 medical student should be able to define adverse drug reaction, should be able to differentiate between adverse drug reaction and adverse event. You should be knowing the frequency of adverse drug reactions and their impact on the public health. You should be able to know the classifications of adverse drug reactions with examples. You should be able to do management of the adverse drug reactions. The medical student should know the important risk factors that predict the susceptibility to ADRs. The medical student by the end of this session should also know the importance of monitoring the ADRs and how to prevent it. Coming to definition of the adverse drug reaction. Adverse drug reaction has been defined as any noxious change which is suspected to be due to a drug occurs at doses normally used in man, requires treatment, or decrease in dose, or indicates caution in the future use of the same drug. So adverse drug reaction has been defined as any noxious change which is suspected to due to a drug occurs at doses normally used in man, requires treatment, or a decrease in dose, or indicates caution in the future use of the same drug. So any response to a drug that is noxious and unintended and that occurs at doses used in man for the prophylaxis, diagnosis, therapy of the disease, and for modification of the physiological function. Adverse drug reactions have latency after the patient is exposed to the drug and with an intensity of mild, moderate, and severe degrees. The various degrees of latency are soon after the exposure to the drug, there may be anaphylaxis. For example, anaphylaxis to the penicillin drug, aspirin, local anesthetics, and vancomycin. A few drugs, after exposure to the drugs, may cause serum sickness. For example, the drugs sulfonamides, sulfones, and penicillin. There will be serum sickness. Some are occurring only after the chronic treatment. For example, iatrogenic Cushing syndrome. Some are occurring due to drug usage during pregnancy. Picomelia due to thalidomide drug. An adverse drug event has been used to mean any untoward medical occurrence that may present during treatment with a medicine, but which does not necessarily have a causal relationship with the treatment. Adverse drug event has been used to mean any untoward medical occurrence that may present during treatment with the medicine, but which does not necessarily have a causal relationship with the treatment. Frequency and impact of adverse drug reactions. All drugs are capable of producing adverse drug effect, and whenever a drug is given, a risk is taken. The magnitude of risk has to be considered along with the magnitude of the expected therapeutic benefit in deciding whether to use or not to use a particular drug in a given patient. For example, even risk of bone marrow depression may be justified in treating cancer, while mild drowsiness caused by antihistaminic drug in treating common cold may be unacceptable. We have to give precautions while giving antihistaminic to the patients, not to drive any motor vehicles after taking this drug because of the drowsiness as a side effect. Adverse effects may develop promptly or only after prolonged medication or even stoppage of the drug. The incidence of 10 to 25% has been documented in different clinical settings. The adverse drug reactions, the incidence is 10 to 25% in different clinical settings. Adverse drug reactions are common with multiple drug therapy and in the elderly patients. Coming to the types of adverse drug reactions, we have type A, B, C, D, and E. Type A, augmented. Type B, bizarre. Type C, chronic effects. Type D, delayed effects. Type E, ending of use. Type A, that is augmented or predictable or attenuated or quantitative reactions. In majority of the cases, adverse drug reactions are the extension of the pharmacological responses of the drugs. They are reversible, well tolerated, usually dose related, and usually non-fatal. For example, hypoglycemia during insulin therapy, bradycardia when the beta blockers are used, hemorrhage with the anticoagulants, dry mouth when atropine is used. Type B is bizarre or unpredictable or qualitative reactions. Adverse drug reactions occur in some people unpredictably. They are not part of the normal pharmacotherapy and are not dose related and are due to unusual attributes of the patient reacting to the drug. For example, anaphylactic reaction when penicillin is used, acute hepatotoxicity with halothane, malignant hyperthermia with halothane, and succinylcholine, bone marrow suppression with anti-malignancy drugs, and chloramphenicol. Type C, chronic effects. Adverse drug reactions in this type occur on chronic usage of the drugs on repeated doses. For example, iatrogenic Cushing syndrome with glucocorticoids, orofacial dyskinesia with phenothiazines. Type D, that is delayed effects. Adverse drug reactions in this type occur due to prolonged exposure to the drug, either in patients or their children after years of treatment. For example, craniofacial malformations in infants whose mother have taken isotretinoin during pregnancy. Adenocarcinoma of the vagina in the female children of a woman who have taken estrogens during the pregnancy. Type E, ending of the use. Adverse drug reactions occur due to abrupt ending of the drug use. For example, when we sympathomimetic effects, when there is a stoppage of the clonidine and beta blockers. Adrenocortical insufficiency when there is a sudden stoppage of glucocorticoids. Withdrawal seizures when there is a stoppage of phenytoin and carbamazepine. The causes of adverse drug reactions may be patient-related, drug-related, and prescriber-related. Patient-related, some patients have a habit of taking the drug, over-the-counter drugs. Drug-related adverse reactions may occur. Some of the adverse drug reactions are due to physicians induced or surgeon induced. Those come under iatrogenic diseases. Some of the factors associated with the adverse drug reactions. Pregnancy. In pregnancy, teratogenic drugs like phenytoin, antihistamines like doxylamine, and antibiotics like the tetracyclines may cause adverse drug reactions and teratogenicity. Pre-existing illness, potassium-sparing diuretics like amiloride can cause hypokalemia in patients with impaired renal function. And with warfarin, the hepatic disease, some of the genetic factors also associated with the ADRs, that is a G6PD deficiency, hemolytic anemia in certain races with the use of the drugs primaquine, sulfonamides, and sulfones. Some of the environmental factors include smoking, alcohol, and certain organophosphorus compounds. Adverse drug reactions may be categorized into side effects, secondary effects, toxic effects, drug intolerance, idiosyncrasy, drug allergy, photosensitivity, drug dependence, drug withdrawal reactions, teratogenicity, mutagenicity, and carcinogenicity, drug-induced diseases. Side effects. These are undesirable effects which are observed even with the therapeutic doses of the drugs. Side effects are the undesirable effects which are observed even with the therapeutic doses of the drug. For example, atropine, we use it as a pre-anesthetic medication. The action should be anti-secretory, and the side effect is dryness of mouth. The case of dicyclamine, the use is it relieves the pain of the intestinal colic. The action should be antispasmodic, but the side effect is dryness of mouth. Acetazolamide, it is used as a diuretic. The action is promoting the bicarbonate excretion. Side effect is acidosis. Side effect may also be based on different facet of action. Promethazine, the action is anti-allergic action, but the side effect is sedation. Estrogens, the action is anti-ovulatory, but the side effect is nausea. An effect may be therapeutic in one context, but side effect in another context. For example, codeine we use for cough, but the side effect is constipation. Digoxin is used in atrial fibrillation, which depresses the AV conduction, but the side effect is undesirable when it is used for congestive heart failure. Sulfonamides we use it as antibacterial drug. Side effects is hypoglycemia and acidosis. Secondary effects. Secondary effects are the indirect consequences of the main pharmacodynamic action of the drug. Secondary effects are the indirect consequences of the main pharmacodynamic action of the drug. Example, tetracycline is used for suppression of intestinal bacterial flora and paves the way for superinfection. It is a secondary effect. When we use tetracycline, it causes suppression of the intestinal bacterial flora and paves the way for superinfection. Corticosteroids reduces the host defense mechanism, so latent tuberculosis gets activated. Toxic effects, which occur predictably either due to overdose or after prolonged use of the drug. Toxic effects, which occur predictably either due to overdose or after prolonged use of the drug. CNS, CVS, kidney, liver, lung, skin, and blood-forming organs are most commonly involved in drug toxicity. Nephrotoxicity is caused by aminoglycosides, vancomycin, aspirin, gold salts, sulfonamides, tetracycline, amphotericin B, cisplatin, cyclosporin. Cardiotoxicity may be seen with inhalation and general anesthetics, bleomycin, emitin, quinidine, terfenadine, astimazole, celecoxib, rofecoxib, imipramine. Pulmonary toxicity is seen with bleomycin and amiodarone. Neurotoxicity with ethambutol, INH, chloroquine, and halogenated quinolones. Infertility and sexual impotence is seen with mifepristone and levonorgestrel. GIT toxicity with anti-malignancy drugs and NSAIDs. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Hepatotoxicity is seen with isoniazid, rifampicin, pyrazinamide, halothane, paracetamol. Endocrine disturbance, chlorpromazine, glucocorticoids. Toxic effect on hair is seen with anti-malignancy drugs and anti-metabolites. Ocular toxicity is seen with ethambutol, chloroquine, glucocorticoids. Ototoxicity is seen with aminoglycosides, loop diuretics, cisplatin, streptomycin, salicylates. Toxic effect on teeth is seen by tetracycline. Bone marrow suppression or depression is seen with phenylbutazone, chloramphenicol, anti-malignancy drugs, gold salts. Toxic effect on bone is seen with tetracycline, fluoroquinolones. Abnormalities of taste and smell is seen with D-penicillamine, pyrazinamide, captopril, methimazole, metronidazole, biguanides. Musculoskeletal defects are seen with diuretics, corticosteroids, heparin, phenytoin, L-tryptophan, clobefibrate. The miscellaneous effects can be seen with phenytoin, asparaginase, hydralazine, procainamide. drug allergy, or also called as hypersensitivity reactions. Drug allergy is an immunologically mediated reaction. Allergic responses to drug occur when there has been previous exposure to drug, and when this sensitized individual is re-exposed to the same drug again. Allergic responses to drug occur when there has been previous exposure to drug, and when this sensitized individual is re-exposed to the same drug again. The drug act as hapten. Hapten plus body protein. There is agglutinin stimulus for the formation of antibody. There is a antibody, hapten plus body protein, giving rise to agglutinin antibody complex, and there is a tissue or mast cell sensitization. Then there is a release of chemical mediators causing allergy. Mechanism and different types of hypersensitivity reactions. Type 1, immediate type reaction, hypersensitivity reaction. Allergy develops within minutes and lasts for 2 to 3 hours. The manifestations are itching, urticaria, hay fever, asthma, or even anaphylactic shock. So the IgE mediated acute allergic reaction to certain drugs like penicillin, aspirin, lignocaine, etc. On re-exposure to the same drug, there is agglutinin and antibody reaction. Antigen and antibody reaction occurs on the mast cell. Then the release of mediators like histamine, serotonin, prostaglandin, leukotrienes, and plasma activating factors, causing hypotension, bronchospasm, angioedema, urticaria, and rhinitis. So IgG mediated acute allergic reaction to certain drugs like penicillin, aspirin, lignocaine. On re-exposure to the same drug, there is antigen antibody reaction occurring on the mast cell surface. There is release of mediators causing hypotension, bronchospasm, angioedema, urticaria, and rhinitis. It is a medical emergency and should be treated promptly with injection adrenaline 1:1000 dilutions, 0.3 to 0.5 ml intramuscular. We should not give adrenaline intravenous because there is a risk of cardiac arrhythmias. So injection adrenaline 1:1000 dilution, 0.3 to 0.5 ml intramuscular. Injection hydrocortisone 100 to 200 mg intravenous. Injection diphenhydramine 25 to 50 mg intramuscular or intravenous. Type 2 cytotoxic reactions. Type 2 hypersensitivity reactions. It occurs within 72 hours of drug administration. The antibodies react with the cell-bound antigen and cause activation of the complement, which destroys the cells. Here IgG and IgM mediated. The antibody reacts with cell-bound antigens, binding of antibody with antigen, activation of complement, destruction of cells. Example, blood transfusion reactions. Hemolytic anemia produced by quinine, quinidine, cephalosporins. Type 3, hypersensitivity reactions, retarded reactions or Arthur's reactions. It occurs after 72 hours, but within 1 to 2 weeks of drug administration. In this type of reactions, antibodies involved are mainly IgG, antigen antibody complex is formed, fixed complement complexes are deposited on vascular endothelium. There is a destructive inflammatory response. Example, serum sickness with penicillin and sulfonamides, acute interstitial nephritis with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, Steven-Johnson syndrome with sulfonamides. Type 4 is cell-mediated or delayed hypersensitivity reactions. It is mediated by sensitized T lymphocytes. Re-exposure to the antigen leads to local inflammatory response. The manifestations usually occur 2 to 3 days after exposure to the sensitized antigen. Example, contact dermatitis with local anesthetic creams, topical antibiotics, and antifungal agents. Type 2, type 3, and type 4 reactions are treated with glucocorticoids. Drug intolerance. It is appearance of characteristic toxic effects of a drug in an individual at therapeutic dose. Example, triflupromazine causes muscular dystonias in children. Carbamazepine causes ataxia. Chloroquine causes vomiting and abdominal pain. Idiosyncrasy. It is a genetically determined abnormal reactivity to a chemical. These are harmful and sometimes fatal reactions that occur in a small minority of individuals. Example, halothane causes malignant hyperpyrexia. Chloramphenicol causes aplastic anemia. Drug dependence that will be dealt in the CNS chapter. These are coming to the photo. Sensitivity. It is a cutaneous reaction resulting from drug-induced sensitization of a skin to ultraviolet radiation. The reactions are phototoxic and photoallergic. Phototoxic, drug or its metabolite accumulates in the skin, absorbs light, and undergoes a photochemical reaction, followed by photobiological reaction, resulting local tissue damage. Example, erythema, edema, followed by hyperpigmentation and desquamation when used with tetracyclines and fluoroquinolones. Photoallergic, drug or its metabolites induces a cell-mediated immune response which on exposure to light of longer wavelengths and produced eczematous contact dermatitis. Example, sulfonamides, sulfonylureas. Teratogenicity, it refers to capacity of a drug to cause fetal abnormalities when administered to a pregnant mother. The placenta does not strictly constitute a barrier, and any drug can cross it to a greater or lesser extent. The thalidomide disaster resulting in thousands of babies burns with phocomelia. Drugs can affect the fetus at 3 stages: fertilization and implantation, that is from conception to 17 days. There's there may be failure of pregnancy. Organogenesis, 18 to 55 days of gestation, the most vulnerable period, deformities may be produced. Growth and development, 56 days onwards, developmental and functional abnormalities occur. For examples, we have ACE inhibitors causing hypoplasia of organs, NSAIDs causing premature closure of ductus arteriosus. There is various human teratogenic drugs, thalidomide drug causing phocomelia, multiple defects. Anti-cancer drugs like methotrexate cause cleft palate, hydrocephalus, multiple defects, and also fetal death. Androgens, when taken with the pregnant mother, cause virilization, limb defects, esophageal and cardiac defects. Baby, progestins causes virilization of the female fetus. Stilbostral causes vaginal carcinoma in teenage female offspring. Tetracyclines, discolored and deformed teeth, and retarded bone growth. Tetracycline should not be given to the children. Warfarin, depressed nose, eye and hand defects, growth retardation. Phenytoin, hypoplastic phalanges, cleft lip, cleft palate, microcephaly. Phenobarbital causes various malformations. Carbamazepine, neural tube defects. Sodium valproates, spina bifida and other neural tube defects. Alcohol during pregnancy may cause low IQ baby, growth retardation, fetal alcohol syndrome. ACE inhibitors, hypoplasia of organs, growth retardation, fetal loss. Lithium, fetal goiter, cardiac and other abnormalities. Antithyroid drugs, fetal goiter and hypothyroidism. Indomethacin or aspirin causes premature closure of ductus arteriosus. Isotretinoin, when used by pregnant mother, may cause craniofacial, heart and CNS defects to the baby. Mutagenicity and carcinogenicity, the abnormalities of genetic material in a cell produced by a drug are known as mutagenicity. The ability of a drug to cause cancer is carcinogenicity. The agent is known as carcinogen. For example, anti-cancer drugs, estrogens, tobacco. Coming to the management of adverse drug reactions. Adverse drug reactions may be caused when the drug is used for diagnosis, procedures, management, and therapy. So you should see, is the patient taking drugs as over-the-counter drugs, whether using oral contraceptives, whether he or she are using herbal or traditional medicines or abused drugs. When they look for long-term prescription, check with medical history. Poisoning, many drugs in high doses may cause poisoning. The common manifestations: hypertension, respiratory depression, circulatory failure, coma and death. Treatment of poisoning: resuscitation and maintenance of vital functions. Adequate ventilation, give artificial respiration. Maintain blood pressure and heart rate. Maintain body temperature. Maintain blood sugar levels. Termination of the exposure: removing the patient to the fresh air, washing the skin and eyes. induction of emesis with syrup, Epicac or gastric lavas, prevention of absorption in of ingested poisons, 22 40 grams of activated charcoal suspension should be administered in 200 ml of water. Hastening elimination of the poison. Hemodialysis, hemoperfusion. So, what are the principles in the treatment of poisoning? Principles of treatment of acute poisoning. Supporting measures, attention should be given to the airway, breathing, and circulation. That is ABC of resuscitation. Removal of the poison by emesis induce vomiting. The gastric lavas forms the important role. Use of activated charcoal. Accelerated elimination of poison by dialysis, hemoperfusion. Identification of poison. Specific antidote if available. Patient with altered mental status should receive oxygen, IV glucose, and IV thiamine, 100 mg. Follow-up and psychiatric counseling in case of suicidal poisoning. Removal of poison in a conscious patient. Vomiting can be induced by tickling the back of the pharynx or by giving Epicac syrup or by apomorphine. If the patient is stuporous or comatose or in shock, or ingested a corrosive poison or a CNS stimulant, emesis is contraindicated. So we should not induce emesis or no gastric lavas should be done when there is a corrosive poison. Ingested poison can be removed by gastric lavas. Absorption of poison can be reduced by using powered activated charcoal. Thus increases the number of pores by ionizing the surface. Universal antidote. 2 parts of the powdered charcoal, 1 part of the tannic acid, and 1 part of the magnesium oxide. Homemade alternative. 2 parts of burnt toast, 1 part of strong tea, 1 part of milk of magnesia. Elimination of poison can be enhanced by increasing urine output with diuretics like mannitol, furosemide. By adjusting the pH of the urine, acidic drugs like phenobarbital and salicylates are excreted faster in alkaline urine. By dialysis or hemoperfusion. Administration of specific antidote. In case of paracetamol poisoning, we have antidote N-acetylcysteine. When there is carbon monoxide, we immediately give oxygen. For the case of organophosphorus compounds poisoning, we give atropine and prolidoxin as an antidote. Heparin, protamine sulfate. For warfarin, vitamin K1. For opioids, naloxone. For methyl alcohol poisoning, we give ethyl alcohol. Supportive treatment, maintenance of the patent airway, assisted mechanical ventilation, maintenance of blood pressure by fluids and vasopressor agents, nutrition by intravenous glucose, prevention of secondary infection. Monitoring of ADRs. Pharmacovigilance has been defined as the science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse effects or any other drug-related problems. Pharmacovigilance has been defined as the science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse effects, or any other drug-related problems. Most of the pharmacovigilance centers have been set up in India. The pharmacovigilance centers are expected to provide expertise for assessing causality and severity of adverse drug reactions by using standard algorithms and rating scales. The aim of pharmacovigilance is to improve the patient care and safety related to use of drugs, promote rational use of medicines, develop regulations for the use of drugs, and educate healthcare professionals about adverse drug reactions. The National Pharmacovigilance Center is located at Ghaziabad. The International Pharmacovigilance Center is in Uppsala Monitoring Center in Sweden. We are having regional pharmacovigilance center in MGM Hospital, Warangal, which is coordinated by our Professor and HOD, Department of Pharmacology, Kakatiya Medical College, Dr. Raju Devde sir, and assisted by Pharmacovigilance Associate Srinivas, which always tops within 5 ranks in reporting ADRs. Any healthcare professional, for example, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, paramedical staff, and even a common man can report a suspected adverse drug event or adverse drug reaction. Prevention of adverse drug reactions. These are minimized but not altogether eliminated by observing the following practices. Avoid all inappropriate use of drugs in the context of patient clinical condition. Use appropriate dose, route, and frequency of drug administration based on patient-specific variable. Elicit and take into consideration previous history of drug reactions. Elicit history of allergic diseases and exercise caution. Rule out possibility of drug interactions when more than one drug is prescribed. Adopt correct drug administration technique. Carry out appropriate laboratory monitoring. So by the end of this session of ADR and management of ADR, the medical student should be able to define adverse drug reaction, differentiate an adverse drug reaction from adverse event, know the frequency of ADRs and their impact on public health, classification of ADRs with examples, management of ADRs, the important risk factors that predict susceptibility to ADRs, the importance of monitoring in prevention of adverse drug reactions. Thank you.